Finally, there we go. Now I need to. I had a little internet trouble tonight. Actually, mostly it's trouble with this laptop. It's just doesn't want to move fast. It's getting old. So, um, some of you may be over at Becky's Vintage and More. She's the only one I think live right now, or at Steph's for Steph sells stuff. That's okay. But I thought I'd just pop in, say hello. Hi. I am sorry. I am so tired tonight. It's been a long day. I overdid it a little bit and had to lay down for a while. Go to my channel. But I have the car full. The only thing not in the car is the aluminum ladder, which is going to the, come on, laptops, you can do it. But I have the car full of clear bags of aluminum cans and some other bits of aluminum from when the roofers were here. And then also want to get the aluminum ladder. There's a 6-foot step ladder, which had been my father's. And over the years, it's no longer squared in frame, it's just not. And then a tree branch hit it and actually bent part of the frame. So Mike got one that because Mike's not petite either. So he got a good heavy duty 6-foot step ladder. But we need to get this other one out. And since it's all solid aluminum, I'm gonna take that to the junkyard too tomorrow. Easy cash, it's easy cash. You rinse out and wash out your aluminum cans. You're supposed to do that before you throw anything in recycling anyway, clean it out. And this way you can get some money back for it. So I have to do that tomorrow. I just didn't make it today. By the time I was done, I went through there were bags, outdoor trash bags, the big green ones in the basement of aluminum cans that had been down there since I got hurt. So they're dirty, they're messy. The basement is damp and it's humid. We're starting to get the rain from Hurricane, whatever her name is. So, so that was the task. And it took me 3 hours because this junkyard, because people have tried cheating him by putting heavy stuff in the bag of cans. So why do I have the circle of, oh, come on. I don't want Wi-Fi problems tonight. I'm too tired for Wi-Fi problems, but my YouTube up there's just circling. So hopefully this is still being seen. But yeah, if you are, have a tight budget, saving your aluminum cans, because you don't want bugs, so you got to rinse them out. And then when they dry, just throw them in a clear plastic trash bag, keep them in the basement, and because as long as they're clean, they won't bring any bugs. And we've got there were an awful lot of monster cans, so I could tell that's from when we were both working at Wawa. Chat disconnected. Am I not connected here? What's going on? Because I don't have the sound on my own laptop. It creates feedback. Successfully connected. There we go. Worried there. But we of course go through a ton of cat food here. So I have learned that Friskies, Fancy Feast, those are aluminum cans. But if you use 9 Lives, those are steel cans. So those go out in the recycling. But there's a lot. It's a lot of aluminum. So we'll see what happened because I completely filled the back of Mike's car and the back seat of Mike's car. Plus, I've got some old aluminum pans that'll add to that. So it'll be good. I still haven't packed. The wash is in the basket upstairs, but it's not to the basement. But I did get all the towels washed today. They're up. It's been a day of just trying to tidy up around the house, deal with that. Didn't get all of the tile wall from the kitchen wiped down. I like to do that periodically because you never realize that it gets this, it gets dust and film over it too. But then once you wipe it down and it just reflects the light so much more and sparkles. But when they put this backsplash in, it's really weird. They put it in behind where the dishwasher used to be, but they didn't go all the way to the bottom either. I don't know why. But so it comes all the way across from the window, all the way across that wall, and behind that wall is where the powder room is. And then it makes a right angle and goes back this way. So they actually put it all the way back that way too. And so they used all the tiles they had, but there's a lot of it. But I got all the way over, but not because something hard from dinner. But it that has this convection oven in the way, which is too heavy for me to move. So I can't get to where that's behind that and around that corner. So that'll have to wait for Mike to come home. This weather, they are probably coming home a day early. So they'll be home Saturday, which I should be back. I should be back before he is. Because I leave tomorrow at 1 to go see some friends, and then they're taking me up to this book fair. Now, this isn't like a book fair like, when we all had Scholastic Book Fair at school. This is a book fair for book buyers and for people who do reviews and publishing companies. It's basically one of those in-house things. I haven't been to one of these since the 80s. And I had a lot of fun. We went to Atlantic City for that one. There were 5 of us that went. 2 cars of people went down. And actually, no, I think there were 6 of us. And I'd never, ever been in a casino. And I know that the one car, those 3 were determined that they were going to get there early because they wanted to spend a little time in the casino first. Right. So they do that. We meet them up there. And we go through the book fair. Now, on the way out, in the lobby are slot machines, which at the time, it was a quarter machine. What did I know? And I went, yeah, I got a quarter. And I walk up. Nobody's sitting at it. It's the one right on the aisle. I don't even sit down because we're leaving. I walk up, I put the thing in, and I pull the thing, and I won $10. And the one woman was so mad because she'd lost all the money she'd brought to gamble with. She'd lost all of it and hadn't won anything back. And if she did, I think she may have played it back. And she goes, well, guess you're going to stay here and play more. And I went to guess you're wrong. I'm ahead. I'm leaving. So I haven't been in a casino since then. Though there is one here in Chester. There's a Harrah's. And they've changed the name to Harrah's Philadelphia. I am so sick of the stuff that's here, and then they're trying to refer to it as Philly. We are a city cannot be a suburb of another city. And besides, we're hardly a suburb of Philadelphia when you've got Ridley and Essington and Prospect Park and Glen Olden and Norwood and half a dozen. Tinicum is in there too. half a dozen other places are all in between the two of us. So, but they've done that with the soccer stadium. They've done that with the casino. They call them the Philadelphia Union, which is the soccer team, and they play at the Philadelphia Stadium. It is by no means the Philadelphia Soccer Stadium. So it's kind of interesting that they're trying to like play us off as part of Philly, and we are so not. So, but I thought I'd come on and say hi. I see there's 6 of you. Hello. I had said, I think I said in one of the videos or something that I was going to try to go on at 10. And then I lost track of the time. I really did. Because I'm upstairs trying to fold towels and get them put away. And so I can get that out off my list and realize that, oh crap, I'm late. I'm so very late. I think I did say in something that I was going to try to do it at 10, but it didn't happen. So it's trash night. I've still got more to do. I mean, for those of you that saw the headache of some of the posts I did about in the playroom, I've been briefly dealing with some of that. I got the worst stuff out of there that was damaged. That's all out in the trash. So it's just been one of those days where it was really a lot of work getting done. All the dishes are done. All the dishes are put away. The fridge has all been completely cleaned out, shelves wiped down, everything. It's just been a lot. It's been a lot. You know, we all have one of those days where we've got the motivation, or we've got the energy, or we've got the right mindset, whatever it is, and we just take it and we run with it. Hi, Deborah. How are you? So I took it and I ran with it today, and I just managed to get a lot of household stuff done. And oh, I didn't know that's birthday vintage live sale party. So it must be Steph's birthday. Well, when I'm done here, I'll have to stop in over there and say hello and wish her happy birthday. Hi, Nora. So, yeah, I figured I'd give you a live, let you know I'm still alive. It's it's been a day. It's when I was trying to load the car for the to get to the scrap metal place, it just didn't happen because I was smart enough to go, I should look this up. And they close at 4. I thought they closed at 5. And I went, I can't get that ladder into the car and get there in 10 minutes. So I know what I'm doing first thing tomorrow morning. I absolutely know what I'm doing first thing tomorrow morning. I'm going to be going to there. Where is, no, get me out of studio. I touched something. I shouldn't have touched anything. I don't know what I did. I'm that tired that like the brain is not completely engaging. So this won't be a long live, but I know that if you don't see me, you tend to worry about me, some of you. So I figured I'd let you know I'm good. Why can I not see? I don't know why it's doing this. I was trying to, how does the what? The hat fit? What hat? What hat? Oh, the nail polish hat. It fits. It fits. I wore it at summer camp. I hate to say this, but I don't have the hat anymore. I wore it at summer camp. And let me tell you, a scout got his butt chewed out for this. He thought it was his buddy in the latrine. So he stuck a tree branch just over. And these things were short. They could just see like the top of a head. He knocked the hat off just as I stood up, and it went down the hole. It fit so nice, and I liked it, but I don't have it anymore. I'm sorry. It was a nice hat though. It was a very hot hat though. Being out in the sunlight and then it's all black. That just didn't work out too well because it just was so much heat. And what am I hearing? Who am I hearing? Who am I hearing? What are you doing? Who's out there? And with what? Somebody found something to play with in the hallway. Well, we know it's not Aragorn because he always comes and looks at me with a looks like I'm like a kid that's in trouble. So, oh my goodness. I was trying to find out if I go into customize channel. I was trying to it's okay. No, I don't tend to wear those kind of hats often. I have two. I have a purple one and it has some pins on it. And I've got my assistant scoutmaster one. Those are the only two I have that are like those baseball caps. They're not the type of hats I tend to wear. Not often. Wait, that noise came from further up. Oh. That's worrisome. I'm hearing bits of things falling from the ceiling in the hallway. There's a lot of flaking paint from the leak. And why can I not see how many members I have? But I just heard it again. I'm like, why? Why am I hope from the rain. I mean, I hope they fixed what's going down in between the wall. Because we had some heavy rain earlier and there's more coming. And once it gets here, it's staying. It's just staying. It's not leaving. Apparently, it's not going to leave 2 days. That makes me a little worried about my trip into Philly. Because, there we go. There we go. I knew I had a new member, but I couldn't find out who. So we have Nora, and we have someone, Nanny. Hello, Nanny. Welcome to the fairy realm. And then we have Marilyn and Lisa from Flippin' Crazy, who are part of the Night Owls. And thank you very much for becoming a member. So yay! Thank you. I have 4 members now. Thank you. Thank you. I divide out the money from members and from the Buy Me a Coffee and any like super stickers, super chats, and that all usually goes to something specific. Even the YouTube money usually gets set aside for something specific. So last time it was the roof. The next time I get paid from that will be for the plumbing and start the fund for the plumbing because that's now gotten worse. Why is it? Well, you got one thing 95% settled. We haven't had a dry spell when Mike and I have been home because we're not hearing back from the guy who did the roof. And he finally got a hold of him. I kept calling, and he finally said, okay, well, let me call the guy. Well, the guy he subcontracted it to. He called me once. You going to be home tomorrow morning? Yes, I am. Never showed up. Never heard from him again. I've called, left a message, haven't heard from him. Well, guess what? That means I'm not going to recommend you guys. So Don't, I've got 40 some kids in the scout troop and all those parents that own houses. So don't expect a referral now, because I won't. Oh, you have a 5-month-old kitten. Oh no. Ruby, is there any way you can get anything to stop her, like cardboard? Yeah, I mean, there's that you'd have to put it at the sides, because both a dryer and a washer have venting holes in the back. So you don't want to block those up. But yeah, I could see where that's a problem. Definitely a problem. So a 5-month-old kitten. Ruby, what kind of kitten? What color is it? And is it a specific breed? What the? That took a jump. Somebody's been watching my videos and watching the ads. For that, I thank you very much. Because my August revenues jumped to $10.15. That's almost as what I made in July. Boy, it was only $6 before, so that's a big jump in just a day, because yesterday it was $6. Cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, now mind you, when I say that's what I'm making on YouTube, that's not what I will see until I make enough that the lowest you can make it is $100 payout. So this year, fingers crossed, I just got my 100, so we're starting all over again. So this year, what do you figure? August, September, October, November, December. So this year, if I make $20 in ad revenue each month, I'll see another payout before the end of the year, which would be amazing, because in the 4 years now I've had the channel, I've never had more than one payout in a year. Since I was monetized. Oh, piebald. Oh, 2 black, 1. Oh, there's a heart in the way. A tabby piebald. Those are so pretty. A gray tabby and 2 black. Well, let's see. They're all short-haired. We've got Elrond, who's definitely got a parent that was Siamese. You have the twins, Arwen and Aragorn, who have the silkiest, softest fur, and their dad, I'm sure, was a Russian blue. I've showed the pictures to the vet, the retired vet that's down the block, and he said that was a cat that he had seen, and he said that he never could catch it. And he just knew from the markings, the colorings, the shape of the head, the body. He said that was somebody's cat, and they dumped it. But it was a unneutered, gorgeous, silky soft gray cat, long fluffy fur. And so the twins are definitely his. Now, I have not seen him at all this year. Actually, I haven't seen him at all last year either. So I don't know. I don't think Shadow's around with us anymore. And then the other 2 are black cats. Now in this area, there's a lot of black or black and white cats. And now there's Charlie around. Charlie, and he's got a sibling. They're 2 very large orange tabbies. And I haven't seen Charlie since Tuxedo came around. And so he seemed to shy away from Tux, I think, because Tux was so malnutritioned. And Charlie obviously was finding food somewhere else, because he was a well-fed big guy. He just had that gaping wound on his neck, but I haven't seen him, and I'm worried that if that got infected, that could be a problem. But we are seeing Jack most mornings. Sometimes, if the weather's good, he'll hang around till the afternoon. He's the next one to get fixed and get his eye looked at. So once this weekend's over with, I call forgotten cats and pester them again. The hard part's going to be catching him, because if I don't have the trap, I need to get a trap so that he's here. Oh, yeah. The one out back is a black and white tuxedo, and the way his black and white is, he looks like he's wearing the coat, because his feet are all white, but like down past the shoulders, partway down the leg is black, and it's down the back. Most of his head is white. He's got a black smudge here and a little bit of black that comes up the back and then comes down like into the forehead part a little bit. But his back is all black. He's a cutie pie. He's an absolute cutie pie, and he's so sweet. And I haven't been able to find contact info for that lady who wanted to take him. So I'm still trying to find home for him. So, but Mike and I have agreed on one thing, though. He can never work in a shelter, or we'd have even more cats here. And we'd probably have cute puppies here, too, because... And he'd want to keep them all. No. No. Can't be doing that. So, because he's the big softie. He is the absolute big. He grumbles sometimes about paying for the cat food if I don't have enough to add to it. But he's the big soft one. Oh, he's a trip. So I hope you're enjoying the videos. I still have, there are some already filmed and will be coming out. One will probably come out on, I had the order screwed up. So the penguin one, it even says, oh, I'll probably post it on Sunday. And then I posted it on Wednesday and I realized, oh, that wasn't quite, okay. Too late, it's up now. There's the rest of the stuff from that Goodwill haul. So there's 2 videos for that, because I had to break it into 2 parts. And then I have a box of stuff here that I have to have room to do it, because I have another box of all these miniature tea set things, and I honestly can't remember if I ever showed you them. That was from the auction house, from Briggs Auctions. And that, it realizes sitting in the dining room doorway, and I'm like, did I ever film that, or did I just do it as a live? I don't remember. I will have to get back through my own lives and through my live chats and see if we did an unboxing of those. It's all just random pieces of children's tea sets. Some of them fairly old, all vintage, definitely. That would be good for like crafting stuff, or just for little displays. Because sometimes in the children's sets, you can find some really beautiful little porcelain things, especially if you like the, I'm drawing a blank on the word, but it's that iridescent. It usually comes in blue and orange. You don't see the green too often. Lusterware. Sometimes you can find some really cute little lusterware teapots and saucers to just decorate with in a little, in a little shelf. I'll give you a preview of this box, though. So let's do the only one where the box is damaged. They're all Avon. It was a steal, honestly. It was such a steal to get all this stuff. Yeah. $12.51, and there must be 20, there's 20 or 24 of them. I've forgotten. But this is the one that's in the worst shape, because the box is in the worst shape. But the thing itself, isn't that cool? Now, It's actually full of wild country aftershave, but it's a Canadian goose, and he'd be so cool to decorate in the fall with him. Oh, he goes this way? No. How do you go in there? This way. There we go. But there's a whole bunch of different ones. A couple of them were really really good finds for on eBay, but some of the others I just thought, I looked at them, I was like, well, this one and this one and this one, these would be good for decorating with. I did, and there's actually some in there that weren't in the photo. They screwed up. There's like 3 in there that weren't. Get back into the box, otherwise I'll trip on you on the way out. There was 3 of them in there, smaller ones, that weren't in the photo on the auction, so I felt like I got 3 as a bonus. So, hair in my face, driving me nuts. But I heard somebody say something that you can't sell full bottles of perfume anymore on eBay. So it's like, wait, does that mean Avon decanters have to be emptied? So I was really kind of surprised. I was like, I hope not. I get it that it's a liquid. It'll have to be shipped a different way, but yeah, there's ones listed on here that have stuff in them. Because I know there's some people that like certain Avon scents. Betsy Ross? Oh, I may still have her packed away somewhere. But yeah, they're no, I don't want ended recently. There we go. So I do have to film that, and I have to so yeah, there's some sold that are full or even half full. So so they'll be coming, because at least half of them were meant for you guys. So they'll be coming to a live sale. And there's one, if you ever see it, there are 2 Avon bottles that really do well. If you can find the Skin So Soft Mermaid, it's all glass, and it's a big one. It's like 10 inches high. And then there's another one, which I may still have that bottle packed away. It's a glass unicorn with a gold horn. Now, somebody sold one that was full for $25.95. They've sold a mermaid for $25. But mine wouldn't be full, and I wouldn't have the original box because I used that up long ago. You just got a tiny caterpillar? What, at home or as Avon decanter? But the other one is the Volkswagen Beetle. If you ever come, they did a whole series of cars. But if you find, and most of the cars aren't worth a lot, but the Volkswagen Beetle one is a $20 one. So, I mean, they're not, a lot of them are worth a huge amount. There's a Bird of Paradise that I sold long ago. That's on this list up here. And the red Cardinal decanter, that seems to do well. Now, they have the quail, but I don't think I have the quail. I think I have the pheasant in here. So, I mean, they're not gonna, the ones that are worth putting on eBay, just one of them will cover the cost of the auction. Yeah, because there's the pheasant. And there's the Avon Minuteman, which I have one of those. And that says best offer accepted, but it doesn't say what the offer was. Hi, Sherry. So when I sell them, the Minuteman one and like 2 of the others, I'll have doubled my money. which will be great. But there's some cool ones that are going to be coming to you first. The Minuteman and I think it's the spark plug. It's something silly. It's either the spark plug or it's the tennis ball. Or not tennis. Yeah, tennis. It's a Spalding, so it's a tennis ball. But it's one of the goofy men ones that if I put those two online, then I'll have made back my money on just one of them and then basically made that much more on the other. And then the rest, you guys will get first dibs, and then I'll put the rest of them online. So a caterpillar from Avon? Really? I didn't know they did such a thing. Ooh, when did they do that? 1984 porcelain Siamese cat figurine. That can't be Avon. And why am I getting cats when I put in cat? I swore I put in caterpillar. Caterpillar. Did I spell caterpillar wrong? Is it one T or two? Why are you giving me all these cats when I put in the word caterpillar? Wow. Oh, there's the caterpillar. That's kind of cute. I had no idea. Avon. Oh, they have an inchworm. Do you have somebody has it listed as an inchworm. Huh. I had no idea, though, that Avon did kitty cats. Wow. Oh. Black Cat Tabitha perfume bottle. Ooh. That looks pretty. That looks like Halloween cool pretty. Oh, the kitty on a pillow looks like milk glass. That's cute. And that's a decanter too, huh? But the Siamese, oh, there's a brooch. When did they make brooches like that? Who knew? Anyway, it's enough drooling over that. So, so I got what was I gonna say? I got them, and I have I was gonna show them to you tonight, but I just didn't. The desk isn't clear. I've got a bunch of little things sitting here that the glue has to cure overnight because I fixed the penguin stuff, and they're all sitting here. For all of under $4. Last Saturday, I had to go to Briggs and pick it up. I never expected to get these, and I'll show them to you the next time I do a live. So next week, I'll make sure I show them to you. But I have, from my Aunt Michiko, had given some to my parents and to my great aunts, and I got them. Nanny gave me the one that she had and the one that Poppy had before, when she had to clear out her house and move. So I have those, and then I have the ones from my parents, and they're these clay figures, beautifully done, beautifully painted, of people from Japan. And they had an auction that had two of these and had one that looks more Chinese than Japanese and a totem pole with it. Okay. That was so out of the, just one of these things is not like the other kind of thing. So I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna, just so it'll save it, I'm gonna bid, because there's no way. Starting bid was $3. There's no way this is all just gonna stay that way. And then we got busy, and I forgot about it because Mike was leaving for the weekend, for the week, and I forgot about it until Friday night. I looked at my emails, and I got it. It was $3 and some change. You can't ever find these things, and they're worth way more than that. And so I was really kind of stunned and quite happy. The funny part is when I got them and really looked at the one, because in the picture I couldn't tell what he had in his hand, but I looked at the face and I knew from the picture that I kind of knew that he looks a lot like the same older gentleman of one that I have that has a little basket with fish, and he's got a metal wire in his hand, and he's basically putting it's supposed to be a piece of bamboo, but that part disappeared long ago with us kids, and so my dad put a piece of wire through the hole, and I don't know if we still have the fish that's supposed to go on there, because what he's doing is he's putting the wooden skewer through these small fish in order to get ready to cook them. And so we grew up with that on the mantelpiece for years, and it's now, because Michael got bigger when he was little, and you had to put breakable things away, so it's upstairs in the top of the closet. But the face looked a lot like this guy. So when I picked him up and looked at him, I swear it's the same person they modeled it after. The pose is a little different, but he's got a pipe in one hand, and I couldn't quite figure out what he had, because in the picture his fingers are covering it. He's got a pipe and he's got a pouch of tobacco on the other side, but the face is just like the other one. So that cracked me up. I thought that was funny. But I'm very happy to have found two more of these things, and because they really aren't that easy. They aren't that easy to find over here, that's for sure. And I really like them, so to get it for that price was really nice. Nice surprise. I'm not actively looking to buy too much, but that fell into my lap, and then it actually literally fell into my lap. So thank you. Yes, I love wearing yellow, but it's very hard to find yellow shirts. This is, oh, it is so dirty and dusty right now. I didn't even change shirts, and I should have. Took it right out of the wash today and then went right into the basement. All's fair in love and vintage. There you go. And this was a shirt from Dear Angela's Vintage. So this was a shirt from her channel. I had one shirt from Vintage and Vinyl, and they sent the wrong size. They sent a small. There ain't no way I could fit in that. So I don't have that one somewhere, and I can't find it. I should have a Banana Box shirt from Crazy Lamp Lady, because Andrew sent me one as a present, and because I got some American Sesquicentennial stuff, bought it from them, and it showed up with a bunch of chips on it. There's no chips in the photo, and we happened to be at the Chambersburg. We were out there for a weekend, and so we went to the flea market, and I heard the laugh, and I ran into him. So he's amazing for his ability to remember people. He remembered me from meeting me the year before, and that, hey, aren't you the Scoutmaster that I taught your boys at the thing in Philly? I'm like, yes, I am. And I told him what I gotten, and I said I was really kind of disappointed because there are a lot of chips on it they're not in the photo. And he said, oh, that ain't right. I'll make it up to you. So shoot me an email, send me the pictures, and I'll make it up to you. Well, he not only, and then he says, you know what? I know what I'll do. We got some extras. What size shirt do you wear? So I told him. So not only did they refund half my money, because I said, I'll keep the piece. I still want the piece, but I'm disappointed that it's got chips, which means somewhere there's a glitch, because on your end, because the photo is perfect. There's nothing wrong with it. But by the time I got it, and it's packed very well, so there's no way it chipped in that. So they refunded half my money because I was willing to keep it. And then next thing I know, I get this t-shirt, one of their t-shirts when they first started doing t-shirts, and it had the banana boxes on a pile of them. It says "Crazy Lamp Lady," and so he sent me a banana box T-shirt, and then said "Happy Scouting" on the note, which is kind of funny because he still does stuff with Boy Scouting, and he does stuff with Scouts with Jocelyn's son. So, and his dad is still very active in Scouting up in Philly. So, oh yeah, I remember since she was with Sue Me. Now I've gone and I was subscribed to Sue for a long time, and it used to be called it is called Sue Me, Sueme. And a lot of her early vintage stuff, she's incredibly knowledgeable. She's fantastic stuff if you look at what her channel had been. But then there started being all this stuff about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and I so don't have time for that drama. So I didn't worry about that, and so I did unsubscribe. But she's picked up new subscribers that are more into that. But if you go in, you can find a lot of really good videos where she does these deep dives into different things. And yeah, I remember finding Jocelyn when she was with Sue, and I think Jocelyn hadn't been on, because I found Misty first as far as those that reselling on YouTube. I had been watching Curiosity Incorporated for a long time, and then I started watching Jocelyn from Crazy Lamp Lady when they still had his channel up as well, doing the metal detecting. And because her channel is just, her whole business has taken off so much, they haven't been able to add anything to his metal detecting channel in a long time, because everything's about, their business is taken off, which is good. I mean, they work hard. She's incredibly knowledgeable. I'm amazed at the stuff they find out in that way. You ain't finding that here in this area. But but I didn't know there was this whole other community that actually sell online until I found Misty, Thrifter, Junker, Vintage Hunter. And once I found Misty, then of course, then you find Jeffrey. And so you've got Real Nifty Vintage and Winking Owl, which are Jeffrey and the blonde whose name I'm not remembering. So you've got that channel, and then that led me to Vintage and Vinyl. And then the next one I found was Sandy and Otto. And then after that, it was like, boom. Then I was like into it, and had started my own when we hit lockdown. But I had started finding them like all through 2018, 2019. Why is stuff falling now? Please don't be leaking. I am not in the mood to be taking any more damp. I am really not in the mood to take any more dampness. It is so damp here. And if you saw the video, like, all that mildew had disappeared because the room had dried out, and then the rains came. And I have a window open to try to give the moisture somewhere to disappear to. But, geez. Ah. Barb, thank you, Retro Ruby. Barb, yes, the blonde, Barb. Could not remember her name. Ugh. Uh-oh, why do I have a message? A new device is using your account. No, really? No, I'm not changing my password because it's me. I'm just on my computer. My brain is no longer working. So I'm going to last about 5 minutes more, and then I need to, I don't think I'm throwing my wash in tonight. I think I'm doing it in the morning. And if Warren shows up, Warren, check your email. But yeah, oh no, stop. There. But I'm still alive and trying to keep plugging away at things. I have part 1 and part 2 of the Goodwill Haul. The members have already seen it. But I have to schedule it to go. One will go out on Sunday and one will go out on Wednesday. Thursday will be another live chat because if you missed it last week, I said I'm not going to do any live sales this month at all because I really want to deal with things here and organize things here, because so much stuff has been, boxes of things that were meant to be packed and shipped have gotten shifted around so many times as each little catastrophe hit this house that, you know, some was in the playroom, some was here, some was on the shelf there, some was in the dining room still. So I need to get it as I'm finding enough that I've got everything everybody wanted for one thing, or enough for a box. It's coming out to you. And so I am getting there, but I just can't. I have done that and realized that it was a mistake because I didn't have the courage to say, no, I'm not going to have a sale this every other week. Because I was afraid. I was afraid people would unsubscribe. I kept thinking in terms of the funds, but it's like, it's not really funds there. That's a delusion that you're telling yourself, because that doesn't happen if you don't pack it up and you don't invoice and you keep having all this crazy and chaos happen over here that's intruding here. So, and just I finally got my head in the right place and completely managed to get rid of all those delusions and recognize them for what they were, that they were not what was truly happening. They need to stop so that you can get to the point where you can have it really clicking and going. So that's been the plan. So that's part of why. And it's so much work to get ready to do a live, because I've got to find enough stuff, and stuff's here, stuff's there, stuff's, you know, and so it's all chaos, and that's okay. And this is why summer camp is always good for me, because it gets me out of the middle of all this visual clutter and real clutter, and you get overwhelmed with all of it. And having a chance to be away for a week puts me in so much better a mindset. And usually Mike and I go away for a weekend at some point in the summer or in the fall, but you don't always get time to sit and just think, because, you know, he's like, oh, well, let's go see this place, let's go do this, let's go. You're run. And this time I had a chance to just sit a lot and think and watch the hummingbirds and listen to the birds and just think and de-stress. And so so I'm in a much better mindset than I was before, and I realize I made a lot of mistakes, including ones where I didn't want to see it. So I kept talking myself into, oh, it'll be fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine for you guys to have waited over a year for your stuff, and for a few people, more than a year. So, so that reminds me, I have a finally found it, a Yeoman of the Guard vintage doll, and she wants to see a photo of it because she doesn't remember it, but she does vaguely remember it, and she does still want it, but she'd like to see it. And so I got to get a picture taken in the morning. So Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is I really wasn't taking care of me if that's what I'm doing. And then scouts would have months where I couldn't get anything done. Um, yeah, see, I was afraid to do that, Maria, and I knew I needed to bite the bullet and just do it. So, so I have, and and that's actually created less stress. It's definitely put less stress in my life. Um, because if I don't stop digging this hole that I'm in, as far as all that stuff goes, I'm gonna sink myself. It's gonna collapse in on me and just no, that's not okay. That's just not. It's either going to cause another mental breakdown or a physical one. That kind of stress over time does tear your body apart, as well as, your own mentality sometimes. And I'm like, I've had enough. I've so had enough of that, of both things. I've had enough. And I put a lot of work in to myself and took some time to actually get help earlier this year and talk to a therapist. And, so I'm happy I did it. And then having that week to just detox really helped me really see even more things with myself, how I was deluding myself on certain things. So that's definitely been the best thing I think I've done all year was doing that. I mean, because so many of us don't have anybody else to talk to that's looking at it from the outside in, that'll be that brutally honest person and say, no, that's not really how that's working. You think that's how it's working. You're telling yourself that's how it's working, but that's not how it's working. How I see it working is this. And then they tell you. And I don't have any more friends around me like that because, well, that one passed away and now that one passed away and that one moved out of the area, but now she's passed away. I don't have anybody like that anymore right now. So it really keeps you grounded when you do. It definitely keeps you grounded when you've got somebody where you can say, all right, look, I want your honest input on this. And they have the backbone to give it to you. I've always been that friend, and some friends know it and have on occasion asked for honest. And I go, how honest do you want? Do you want brutal or do you want polite honest? Yeah. Brutal's easier to come up with the words for than polite honest. Um, but we all do that deflective honest. Like, okay, so here's a perfect example of deflective honesty. William S. Gilbert, who wrote all the lyrics, the dialogue for the Gilbert and Sullivan operettas, went to go see a woman to hear her sing and perform. And I don't know if it was one of these, because social gatherings back then, people would have concerts in their house and have someone come sing, or sometimes somebody you knew would be singing. And he even wrote about it in his diaries or whatever, but we have this anecdote of him that his answer to her when she said, about how he at this point was so well known for being this great theater writer, and said, well, Mr. Gilbert, what did you think? And he didn't want to be his usual brunt self. So his answer was, Madam, good was not the word for it, with a great big smile on his face. Now, he thought it sucked. And I forget if it's in a diary or in a letter to somebody that we have this about him, that he wrote about himself, that he said she definitely was not. His comment to whoever it was or whatever it was he wrote it down on. So that's, to me, is what a perfect example of deflective honesty, which when you take communications in college, it's one of the ways of verbal communication they talk about, and we all do it. We all do it a lot. We do deflective honesty. We don't want to lie to the person, but we want to be nice. So we're just gonna kind of deflect it off to either another topic or a subject, or we're gonna say something that's absolutely non-committal to what we really thought about something. And he was a very master of words, and he was very good at it. So we all tend to do that, but it's, especially in friendships, we all tend to do that. But sometimes it's nice to have somebody, and that was what was good about having that. It was a free program that I could get an online therapist thanks to the Affordable Care Act, which is the only reason I have insurance right now anyway. And so that was really good, because Tina was her name. She asked me, she says, when I asked for her honest opinion, she said, uh-huh. And I went, no, 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 no. Let me tell you about this thing my son and I have. Started when he was little. Because it's the same thing I had with my great aunts and my great uncle and his wife, the other great aunt. If you were asked for an honest answer, you were expected to give your honest answer. So I made a deal with Michael, because I know kids will lie, adults will lie, will shade the truth, whatever. But if you are specifically asked for an honest answer, you have to give me one. But in return, I will do the same for you. Now, I told him to this when we started this agreement when he was like 5 or 6 years old. And I did say that if you asked me for an absolutely honest answer, I would give you one. And we have both stuck to that. Just like me growing up with Aunt Harriet and Uncle George. We stuck to that. And it was great, because he knew, just like I knew with them, that if there was something I didn't feel I could ask my mom or dad about, I had an adult I trusted that I could ask them. And so that was great. And so Mike and I have that. Now, there are times I will ask him to be honest, and he don't want to talk about the house. He's like, that's your thing, because I don't know how I can help you. Because some of the ways I've tried to suggest he help me, like moderate during my lives, he doesn't want to do that. Try taking photographs for me. Here's a box full of stuff. Get me decent photos. Well, he's too impatient when my digital camera was working. That digital camera's older than he is, way old by a good 10 years. And almost every picture was blurry, because he wouldn't take the patience of, you have to just lightly tap it once so it'll focus, and then pushed all the way down. So he was just going, putting it up, click, 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 and almost every photo was blurry, so it was useless. I couldn't use them. And then he got mad because I didn't use them. I'm like, I can't use them if everything's blurry. So we sometimes get at loggerheads over something, because he doesn't have much patience in several things. So he wants things to come easy, and life doesn't do that. Things don't always come easy. So no, he's got the luck of the Irish. Things have always done pretty well for him. So things are doing well for me. And so for right now, because I realize I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open, literally, haven't done that in a long time. So I'm going to go. It's 12:10. I'm going to set the first of the First of the Goodwill Part 1, the Goodwill Haul, to go live on Sunday. And I'm going to set that to go probably at about 10 in the morning, Eastern time, because I'll have to go in and reset it. I'll do that before I go to bed tonight. And then the other one will go live on Wednesday. So, and next Thursday will be another live, and I will see you then. But for now, good night. God bless. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. Parts of the country are on fire. The rest of us seem to be getting flooded. And I know down Texas way, there's yet another storm supposed to be coming through, you guys. And then for all of us on the northeastern side, we've got the remains of Hurricane Debbie, which we've had waves of heavy rain. And then now starting sometime in the early morning tomorrow, it's supposed to be, once it starts, it's not going to stop until into Saturday sometime. I got to remember to pack an umbrella for when we're in Philly. So good night, everybody. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you live next Thursday night, probably at 11. And I'll see you then. Bye.